Glare out. There we go.
How's it going? How's it going, everybody? We're here with a special guest, Dude Audits, and he's going to give us some information. What would you say the information would be?
I would say about the law and the Constitution and why it's important and the truth about it. See, we've been lied to, and it's kind of disturbing. Uh, you know, these people got the power that they took from us, and I actually found out how they did it through all their law books. And here, let me see if I could try to show you it. See, these are. Let's see if I got it. Can you see that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I have the third, the seventh, and the 11th edition. I don't have my or my first edition because my mother got it. But you know how like today they're doing right in front of us with changing language and the
Mm,
definitions of language.
definitely.
Well, I'll tell you that they've been doing it for 1,000 years. Now, in this country, we speak three different languages, and I could prove it. Okay. Now, we have what they call the Webster's Dictionary, right? Let me see if I can get the chat just that way in case somebody's arguing. Okay. We have the Webster's Dictionary, which is what we would call business language. That's the first language of America.
Mm,
We have another language which everybody knows we're well. It's called lingo, where it's slang term, and that changes week to week, day to day. But the business English, it could change in 100 years or 50
mm,
years. But when it comes to legal English, that's internal. It's as long as it's been around since King and Queen, where we fought the Brit. Well, here it is. It's a Black Laws Dictionary because legal English is not the same as business English. And so they have to have themselves a separate dictionary because the same meaning in this dictionary is not the same meaning in the Webster's dictionary.
mm.
Okay.
It's
Now,
basically
when we talk about
two different types of English
there's two different types of English
in the Webster and the law.
in the law dictionary. There's business English, which is the Webster's dictionary, and then there's legal English, which is law based. Okay.
Mm,
Now, when you say for instance, I'm going to drive down the road, you're using business English because business English is by definition for like commerce, any kind of business, you know what I mean? When you're dealing
yeah.
with business, you're dealing with our regular everyday language that we use. But
Mm,
when you're speaking in law English, it's different. So, for example, if I say to you, what is a driver? If you go to the regular dictionary, it will tell you one thing, and it's what we've been told all of our lives.
mm,
But if I take you into this dictionary for legal English, now this is, and I'll show you, this is the third edition. This is in 1890 that this book was written. Okay, this is an expensive book. This is one of my most expensive books, but it's the original too. It belonged to a lawyer.
mm.
Now, when you open it up, you'd be amazed at how much we were lied to. Like citizen, for example, we've always been told to be a good citizen, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, if you look in the dictionary, the legal definition of a citizen is one under a political party owing an allegiance to their government. Now, and it never struck me, like I said before when I was talking to you with the private, I'm a
Yeah,
seventh grade dropout. You understand that?
yeah,
And I never understood why they always said, you're free, you're free, you're free, you're free, you're free. But you look around, there's nothing free.
definitely.
They tax the shit out of you. You can't afford nothing. You make a good wage and you barely can pay the bills.
Hmm.
The parents are out of the house because they're at work all day, and these children are left at home to experience life, which is good. But here's why it's a bad situation. Now, here, hold on. When you ask yourself, well, if you're not a citizen owing an allegiance to a government that you put in power, then what are you? Well, I found it. The real definition of what everybody in this country is is called a domicile. They come, this is the definition. They come from a particular spot, not for, I was trying to find it while I was talking, but not for mere um, purpose of coming and staying. I'm just references it, but I'm trying to look for it. But for the percent intention on staying and making a life for yourself. That's the legal definition of what we are. Because no one here owes an allegiance to no one. You're a free so called citizen. But that's what you're not. You're not a citizen. What you are, and they in the old books, it says you're a sovereign. Because in the old books it says a sovereign is in the body or state.
Hmm.
In the new books, it doesn't say the body. It just says the state. It just says the state, government, local municipality, blah blah blah, all that other shit. But in the old
Actually,
books,
is it
what's that?
okay? Sam says he don't want me up there, but if he wants, if Sam, if you
Go
want to
ahead.
come up, come on up, man. You can debate. You know what I'm
Yeah, we could
saying?
go through this book.
Whatever.
Yeah, we could
That's
go through this
I'll put the
book.
link out in case anybody wants to come up and give your personal opinion on what he's talking about.
I seen he said YouTube lawyer. Somebody said YouTube lawyer. It's not a
Yeah.
YouTube lawyer. It's you're going to sit there and tell me that in China they have so-called citizens, and then in a free society they have citizens too. Why is that? Well, it's right here in the dictionary.
Hmm. Do you have a copy of the what is that Boyer's Law Dictionary?
Yeah, it's Black Laws Dictionary, third edition. I have the 11th edition, which is the newest one before they went to a code book.
Hmm.
Because now it's not even a dictionary where you could read the words and find out what the definitions are. They have it in codes now. And that's from a lawyer. I talked to a lawyer about it.
Hmm. It's just
And by the seventh edition of the dictionary, all the power of the people were taken out. Explain
hmm.
that one. By the
I do
fifth
believe
edition.
I do believe that that our rights have been stripped from us, a lot of rights.
Yeah.
a
And
hundred
why it's
percent.
a big deal is because you see all these laws, so called laws, on the books.
Mm.
Does the world seem to get any better?
No.
No. And to take it in the case of how I even met Yins is because I follow PV approachers, and you know it's a serious thing. And if we're sovereign, so-called sovereign, see, sovereign citizen is an oxymoron word because if
Mm-hmm.
in the dictionary it says it's one owed an allegiance to their government. So if you're a citizen, you're a slave.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a sovereign, you're a king because it says in the word sovereign, a supreme king, ruler with supreme authority but limited authority because I can't push my will onto another person because
Mm-hmm.
that's where my kingdom stops and the next sovereign begins.
Mm-hmm.
And let me explain something to you. Anybody that's been hurt when they go to court, if you were a king, what would happen? If you raped me and I was a king, what would happen to you? Well, I'll tell you exactly what will happen. I will open up a court and we will go in front of a judge, which that judge is the highest officer in my court. And we go in front of him and I state my reasons for opening the court, which is what we do today. That's the plaintiff. The plaintiff is the one that opens the court. The
Hang on, I
officer is
have.
just the highest officer of the court, or the judge. Sorry.
Oh no,
Who's that?
Sam wanted to
Oh,
come
nice.
up and give his
I got just a
Nice.
couple questions.
Good.
Are you a sovereign citizen?
No, can't be.
So you have social
I
security
got.
number, you have birth certificate, you have driver's license.
Yeah, I'm a citizen.
How does being a citizen make us a slave?
Pardon me.
How does make be us being citizens? How does that make us slaves?
Well, because here, hold on. Let me
No, no,
pull it
no.
up real
Without
quick.
pulling out your bullshit book, how does that make us
Well, let me
slaves?
give you the dictionary version. What do you
No,
mean
I
it's
don't want it.
bullshit
I want
book?
your version. I want your version.
Well, what I was told. You want you wait. I'm
I
confused
believe he
what you're
broke
asking.
out a
What are you
second.
asking?
He's wanting to.
Okay.
Go ahead,
What?
Sam.
Why do you think that we are slaves to our government? Is it only because we pay taxes to pay for our roads? Is
No,
it because we pay
no,
taxes for our schools? What is it?
no, no, no. Of course not. We have to have a tax. We have to
Okay,
have a
but
tax
you
for
you were
you
you were
know.
just saying that we're slaves to our country
Yeah.
because we're citizens, not sovereigns. If you were sovereigns, you'd have to cut yourself off from the
Well, do you
grid.
want to go to the Constitution? Well, and I can show you that. I can
What
show
are you
you where
talking
it
about?
says it. Here, hold on. Let me get let me get my
The
Constitution. Now, before
Constitution
you
gives
say
us
it's a
our
bullshit
rights.
book, does that not is that not the Constitution?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Hold
I'm
on.
saying that that
Hold on.
that Black's Law Dictionary has people so fucking brainwashed it's not even funny.
Well, no. How is it brainwashing? It's a dictionary
Because it's
for legal
bullshit. Black's
language,
Law Dictionary does not hold up in court whatsoever.
but it's a black laws dictionary.
Yeah, okay, cool. It was a book. It's a falsified dictionary written by a guy somewhere that does not hold up in court.
What are you saying, dude? It was written closest to the Constitution was written. But okay, anyway, hold on. Let me show you where it says it. Okay, you ready for this? You asked me if what makes us a slave, right? Okay, you here? 14th Amendment. Okay, you there?
No, I'm
Yeah.
listening.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he's good.
Do you know what a king is?
Yeah, he rules his territory.
Okay, what is the people that he gives his wishes to?
The people of his kingdom.
And what do they call that?
What do you mean? Go ahead.
They he calls them the king's subject, right?
Okay, but we're not kings.
Is that right?
We're not kings, though.
Am I, I'm asking you a question though. Is the king's ruling
Okay, I understand, but
subject?
you're asking irrelevant questions.
No, I'm not. I'm building up.
Oh,
I'm
hang on,
building
you
it up.
all. Hang on, both of y'all, real quick.
Okay.
Thank you, Maggie Decoy. Should we share our real life opinions about this gas or just hush? You could give your own
Wait, what?
opinions. She said that. I just happened to see it. Should we give? Let me go back to it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Should we share our real opinions about this guest, or just hush? Give your real opinions. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
go ahead.
definitely, yeah,
I'm
definitely.
reading it from the book. I'm not being. You got to understand it's not from what they're telling you. Read it for the book. They
No,
created the
listen.
book.
Okay, but it's a quote dictionary, and that's wrong.
Okay, okay. If I'm telling you that a sovereign is a king, right? Right?
Okay, you want me to
And
reply
the
to you every
sovereign
time you
has
say a sentence?
subjects. Don't get ahead. And if the king has subjects, right? Then you explain to me why it says, and I quote, from the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction there are citizens of the United States and are of the state within they reside. No
Okay,
state shall
so
make or enforce
that's
any
simply
law.
just telling you. That's just simply telling you that whoever's born within the borders of the United States is a citizen,
Uh-huh.
and they get all rights of the Constitution. That's all that's saying.
Yeah, as long as they're
Okay,
subject.
so that has nothing to do with
So tell
sovereigns and
me,
kings and Black's Law Dictionary. It's bullshit.
okay, okay, now correct me if I'm wrong. Okay,
I am correcting you this whole
if you're
time. It's all
saying,
good.
huh?
I'm correcting you this whole time. It's all good.
Okay. Well, then here, correct me on this one. Now, if you're saying or in a decision, that is, you have a decision of one of or the other, right? Now
No,
you
you
tell
don't
me
get a
because I'm a
decision.
seventh grade dropout,
If
so
you're
you
born,
can teach me a lesson.
you don't get a
Is that
decision.
right?
If you're born in the United States, you get the rights of the Constitution, flat out.
Or naturalized?
I mean, isn't that born?
If you're born or naturalized and subject, then you're a citizen of the United States. So what happens if I'm born here and not subject? What does that mean?
Corpus, correct me if seems how you're saying I'm wrong.
Huh?
Correct me, please.
Wait, what?
Corpus is saying wrong. I don't know what they're saying wrong about. If you want to come over to my YouTube, Corpus, I'll put another link out.
You
You can
see it?
come up and
Here's the paragraph, 14th Amendment.
say,
Born or naturalized and subject to the jurisdiction. Well, if you're subject, we already know what subject means. You're not above the king, you ain't king. You're the subject of the king.
There's no king. Who's the king?
What's that?
There's no king. Who's the king?
You are.
No, I'm not.
You know, there's
I pay
actually still a
taxes on
law
my
in the
land. I'm not
books.
a king.
Pardon
I pay taxes on my land. I'm not a king.
me? In a free country, huh?
Well, I mean, I'm with you on that. I don't believe that we should pay property tax, but we
Well,
do.
it shouldn't be
But
about with or with not.
either way, we're
We
not
can't
kings.
say that we're supreme, then say, well, Well, we're subject.
Who's saying
Can't
that we're
say that.
supreme?
We're more of a republic than we are a democracy. Now, do you
You
want
know,
to know what the democracy word definition is? In my book, it's a democratic movement. That's it.
there's a lot more to it than that, bud.
Dude, I spent the last 5 years looking at this book. I just read words like I've never seen them before, and you'd be
With a sixth
amazed
grade
at what you
education.
learn.
With a sixth
Huh?
grade education.
Yep. Seventh grade. Actually,
Seventh.
didn't
Oh,
finish my eighth grade because I had to
one
go to
one
work.
year more. My bad.
So,
My
so
bad.
I have a seventh grade education because they lowered down. They don't, you know, round up.
Did you go to college at all? Study English?
No, no, thank you.
So how do you know that you're interpreting it correctly?
Because it's English.
Okay.
Do you know what a subject is?
I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
Well, we just explained it, didn't we not?
No, you
A
you tried
subject
explaining
is
to me
what
what a
the
king
king
was and what a
orders
sovereign is.
and demands their subject to do, like pay taxes, obey your master. You know, everybody talks about the golden cow. And no, before you ask any questions about that, no, I don't take any funding from the government. I work and I have worked since I dropped out in seventh grade. That you're going to sit there and judge me about. That
What
I'm not
you
forty
mind me asking
thousand
what you do?
dollars in debt to get something to tell me, but I can sit here and read a book and read a definition that says I'm a slave to my government. Yeah, that's no problem. I don't need a doctorate for that.
I'm
I
not
don't
saying you're
think.
doctoring anything. What
But
the
if you're
fuck are
going to
you
speak
on?
from authority, I would assume so. I'm not
I'm speaking
speaking
from
from
authority?
authority.
Really?
Well, that's what you're saying. Oh, that's not the real definition. If I'm reading it out of their book, wouldn't that be their book and their definition? And if you look in
Okay.
the old book, if this book didn't mean shit, and you look in the old book and it's completely different than what the newest book is, wouldn't that tell even a smart, educated person that they changed the word definitions over the years? And they're actually doing. And the best part about it is they're actually doing it right now by trying to erase women off the map. Right? Men could be women, women could be men. Right? They're changing definitions, and they've been doing it for 1,000 years.
I do believe
I'm
that
not gonna
words do
disagree with you
change.
on that.
I
What's that?
do. Meanings of words and words actually do change throughout time. I mean, that's a given for
Well,
sure.
that's what it
I
is,
won't
and
I
and I
won't
think
disagree
I
with
know
you on that
why and
part.
how they did it. Think of back in the day. Here I'm going to find the definition of a driver, just so you could understand
Oh
that they're
yes, it's gonna be
blatant.
the captain of a vessel, right?
No, 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 it does not. It says one who is employed in conducting commerce, whether by their law definition, if you're a child and you have a pedal bike and you're getting paid to deliver papers, by their definition, you would have to, even if it's a pedal bike, it doesn't matter. It's even in there. It says bicycle, tricycle, horse, mule. It lists everything that you would have to be a driver from. And the only thing it says is that you have to be making money. You have to be operating. I'll show you it right here. I will not lie to anybody, but I'm a
Corpus,
seventh
you have
grade
something to say?
dropout, so you could tell me what I'm missing here because like I said, it don't take a genius to read something and go, oh, well, that's weird. That's definitely not what I've been told all my
while you're
life.
looking that up, let's let
Uh,
Corpus say what he wanted to talk about.
Hey, what's up, Sam? How's it going? How's it going, Short Bus?
How's it going, Corpus?
Oh, it's going.
oh,
You
Corpus,
know,
nice.
this shit
I
started
see your
happening,
nickname in the chat.
and I ran out of whiskey, and then I heard everybody arguing about the 14th,
Oh fuck, I can't hear him.
and
Uh-oh.
Nice.
oh, can't
Try
hear
again.
me.
I
Can you hear
can
me,
now.
Sam?
I can
Okay.
now.
Okay.
No. So everybody's arguing about the 14th and how it's naturalized. First off, naturalized citizenship is not what people are explaining it as. A natural citizen is someone who is born on foreign soil that is actually Americanized. Basically, if you're
Yes.
born within a foreign country on an embassy or a military base. My father, who's Filipino, was a naturalized citizen because he was born at the air base, Clark Air Force Base in the Philippines. The 14th Amendment, however, was not supposed to be for anyone born in the U.S., which is why we get all these anchor babies from
Hmm.
birth tourism coming to the country and having children in the country, and then they get citizenship. It was actually originally enacted to give slaves citizenry during
Yep.
during the the abolition of slavery. It has absolutely nothing to do with people just being born here. In fact, the only reason they gave that was there was two Chinese immigrants who had green cards in the US. They were working here and they had a child during that time and they took it to the Supreme Court. And at the time, the Supreme Court was like, well, I guess technically, yes, your child was born here. So the 14th Amendment applies to your kid. And ever since then, it's just become a fucking debacle. That is why I was saying you were wrong, Sam. That's the only reason, because that is not what it was for. It was to give free slaves who the Northerners thought should only be 3/5 of a person the right
That.
to vote. And it gave
Can I ask you a
them,
question?
yeah,
Okay, good. Oh, um, you said it was around the same time as they abolished slavery.
yes.
Okay. Did you realize that? I can see that. Here's my problem: is I'm not real good with actual date, like years. Okay, but I'm good with you know uh, following the trail, so to speak. What happened when they freed the slave? We had the Revolutionary War, right?
Well, we had the Civil War.
Civil War,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
Civil War.
Civil
Yep.
War was not actually to free slaves,
No. What was it for?
it was actually for states' rights.
Wait, what?
States' rights. Federal
Yeah,
government
well,
States'
it was
didn't.
right.
state rights, but they
The
were also fighting for federal income tax.
No, the federal side was fighting to continue to take taxes, yes, federal taxes from the
Right.
southern states who wanted states' rights to continue
Right.
prospering the way they were. And they were already freeing slaves, which is why the first
Right.
regiment of the southern forces were freed blacks who actually fought alongside southern whites because in
Right.
the south slaves had the most freedom, and the Northerners didn't want to give them that. It didn't become about
Right.
slavery until the end of the war.
Right. That's right.
Oh, let me give a
Now the
shout
reason why
out
they
real
did
quick
that.
to Dougie's, man. Thank you. Are we planning a
So
revolution?
you.
I,
Fucking
I just thought
redcoats.
I just got to give him a shout out, man.
I
I
crack up
Hell
appreciate you,
yeah.
every
Dougie.
Hell yeah.
I crack up every time I hear somebody from the fucking UK talk about the Second Amendment. It makes me laugh every fucking time. No,
But you know
man,
what?
look, dude, audits.
What's
I'll give you
court?
this. I was born in California. I
Yeah.
grew up all over the. I was born in California when it was still the Republic of California, when they actually had freedom there.
Oh
I
yeah.
grew up all over the country, all over the world, and I landed the last 3 decades of my life in Virginia. So I actually learned all aspects of the Civil War. And my
Yeah.
father-in-law is a Civil War historian who actually does he does a lot of the
Nice.
reenactments and tours of all the battlefields. I live in the historic parts of Virginia that were part of the Civil War.
Oh well,
So I'm very
nice.
well versed in how that all actually played out. So
Were
yes,
you a gold
Do you know
miner,
how to?
Corpus?
Do you know how? Go ahead. Sorry.
I was not a gold miner. However, there is an old Civil War. There is on the end of my street. There is an old Civil War gold mine.
Okay.
No, like it's like there's an actual fucking gold mine at the end of my street.
Wow.
But
So
no,
I
that's
got to
all I
ask
was
you a
saying,
question
Sam,
since
was
you're.
that the only thing that was wrong that Sam was saying is the 14th Amendment was not made to just give anybody citizenry that's born in this country. That's not how it's supposed to be. Like my dad, even like when I went in for my clearance years ago, like I've had a clearance now for over 20 years, and I had to put on my SF-86 that my father is a naturalized citizen. They're like, so your dad's a naturalized citizen, that means he's a foreigner. And I was like, no, he was born on a military base. They're like, well, then he's just a citizen. He didn't come to this country and then, spend the time here, go through all the processes and everything. He's a natural citizen by birth because he was born on a military base to a military veteran and a foreign mother. Naturalized means you come here legally, you go through the process,
Yep.
you do all that. It does not just mean that you're born here. Now, if you're born
So what
here,
happens? Could I ask you a question?
go for it.
So what happens if I'm born here, or I'm naturalized here, but I'm not subject? What's that mean?
So now you're talking about what's that called?
Well, because they give you a choice, and then they give you a criteria.
Mm-hmm.
They say you have to be born or naturalized, which is a choice, and then there's a criteria, and
No,
you
it's
have to
not a
be
choice though. It's not a.
and
You're getting it wrong. That's not a choice. It's
and is
not a
not a
choice.
choice,
Well,
or is.
No,
being naturalized,
born or naturalized is not a choice.
no,
Period.
being
No,
naturalized
they're
is a
giving you
being
a choice.
naturalized is a choice.
In order for you to
Being
be a
born is not.
citizen, you have to be born or naturalized.
I
So
hear
it's giving
you,
you a
but what
choice.
you're
It's
what you're
either,
saying is you
in
get
order
a
for you to
choice
be
to either
this,
be
you have to be
born or
either this
naturalized.
or that.
Oh man.
No, that doesn't. So
Is that not right?
no, that's like a
Okay, let's put it in regular English. Are you going to go down there or are you going to go over there? I'm giving you a choice,
Okay, so you're saying that when we're
right?
born, we have a choice.
Well, no, because as soon as you were born, you were assigned citizenship.
Well,
You were assigned a
exactly.
social
So it's
security
not a
number.
choice.
You
See?
yeah.
were
So
assigned a birth
no,
certificate.
no, I agree with Sam, dude. The being born is not a choice. If you're born in the country, that's not your choice. That's your parents' choice. Being
If you're
naturalized, however, is a choice.
no,
Tell
being
a
born
one
is
second newborn that they have the choice to be naturalized or born.
no. You don't. They give that to the mother and the father
Exactly, but you're
to sign the
saying
birth certificate.
what you're saying is when we're born, we have the choice.
No, I'm saying they're giving a definition, and in order for you to be that definition, you have to either be this or you have to be that. They're given
Well,
a
of course,
choice of
because
whether you are going to be this
it all
or you're
depends
going to
on the
be that.
location of where your mother gives birth. That's what it is.
Not by that.
Oh, jeez.
All it says is a person born or naturalized and subject to the jurisdiction, there is citizens of the United States of America, and is given, and that's quote, given
Are you
all
can can I
privileges
ask you a question real fast?
afforded to them by the Constitution.
Can I
Now,
ask you a question real fast?
yeah, go ahead.
Do you do
Hold on,
you have a
real
closed
quick.
mind or an open mind?
Open, very open. Go ahead, tell me something.
Then why are you completely putting up a brick wall to what we have to say?
I'm not,
You
but
are.
you're not
You're
understanding
telling both me
regular
and Corpus
English.
that we're wrong.
You're saying it's not a choice when it is a choice.
It's not a choice. It's not a fucking choice. You
It's
cannot
not. I don't
Then
choose.
why
believe
is or
it's
there?
not the. It's
So
not the
let me
child's
explain.
choice. It's not the child's choice.
That's what I'm
When
saying.
you're born, you do not have a choice. You personally, when you are
Right.
born, you
It's
do
not
not
about
have
the
a
choice.
choice.
Well, hold on. That's because we're getting confused of what we're talking about here. We're not saying that the person born or naturalized has a choice. They're saying in order for you to categorize yourself as a citizen, you have to meet two criteria. You either have to be born or you have to be naturalized. And then it gives you a third choice that you have to meet and you have to be subject.
Well, I mean,
Here,
if you're born in the United
this
States, you're subject
here's where
to
you'll
our
really
laws.
start arguing with
Okay,
me.
here
You
we
can't
go.
even get past a subject. What
oh,
is a subject? But
oh,
here's where you're really gonna get real pissed off of me.
oh.
Is the Constitution made for me?
Oh, I'm not mad, buddy. I'm not mad. Don't take it that way.
No.
It's a
Well, I
debate,
hope you're
man.
not. I
This
mean,
all this is a debate. All it
yeah, that's
is
right.
a
I'm
debate.
Oh
realistically,
hell yeah.
I'm talking louder because I'm using earbuds, and
Yeah, me
obviously
too. If
my
I'm
voice
being
comes
loud, I'm
across
sorry.
really
I'm
quiet.
deaf actually, so it's like I talk loud naturally. I try to whisper, but
I'm the same
um,
way, dude. Trust me. I get told that
I've
at work all the time. Like,
since I
you're a
was like
perfect
4.
presenter, but you're really loud. I'm like, that's because I'm using headphones
Sorry,
when I
Brian.
do my presentations.
I have
But
perfect hearing,
you
so
wanted to hear the definition of driver in 1890, right?
Go for it. The definition of driver, 1890.
Yeah, definition of driver, which is crazy because, like I said, by their definition, a kid has to get a license just to deliver papers.
Well, I mean,
All right,
I've
driver.
seen people get
Here's the
DUIs
definition
while
of driver.
riding
You ready for it,
lawnmowers.
bud? Huh?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I got you. I'm trying to find out if they have my booze in stock.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can anybody
Okay.
hear me? How much for
Yeah.
hearing me?
No, I can't hear you, Corpus. Sorry.
Well, shit. Can anyone hear my vomit?
no. Thank you. Oh, I just I saw somebody said they want to see my banana, so
Oh my.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Good
smack it!
move.
so
I didn't know what kind of
Slap
show
your
this was.
face with it, short bus. Smack yourself in the face with it. Just smack
no
yourself around.
no more.
You know, MMDE just clipped that.
Oh, you know he did. I know he did definitely. I would. You know he I know he clipped it. Hang on, she's okay. Here's my new one. It's a carrot, so
Stick it in your nose. Stick it in your
Oh,
nose.
fancy
I
eyes.
ain't
Make
no.
how much for context?
Oh,
All right, let's
I okay.
let's
No,
get
go
All right,
ahead
you
with
ready
the.
for the
let's get
definition of
back on the
driver?
driver. Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. Definition of driver is one an employed in conducting or operating a coach, carrier, a carriage, wagon, or other vehicle with horses, mules, or other animals, or a bicycle, tricycle, or motor car, though not a street railroad car.
Okay,
So
so
it,
when was
it starts out very
that
specific.
definition written?
Uh,
When
Wait,
was that definition written?
where'd the wind come from? Who's
Oh,
where did
it's
Pablo
because I'm
come from with
outside.
the
I'm
mic?
outside.
I'm
um,
sitting here sweating.
I'm
It's
outside.
running down my bald head.
When
So
did
it's very
that
specific when it
definition of
starts.
driver come into effect?
Pardon me?
When did that definition of driver come into effect?
Uh, it don't give you a date when it's actually written, but it does give you a
Because
bunch of law
the definition of
titles.
driver today is completely different.
In the new book, it says one who propels forward.
I'm not talking about. Okay, pause.
It literally
I'm
does.
not.
You want me to
I'm
pull it
not
out?
talking. I'm not talking about the Black's Law Dictionary. I'm
Wait,
talking
wait.
about in
Okay, you're
general.
talking about business English.
No, I'm talking about regular ass English.
Wait, does that mean
Business English.
my dick is a driver?
He's talking about business English.
Hey, you put some tires.
What
I
are you
mean,
talking about? Business English? There's no such thing.
Then you explain to me with all your. Now, I mean, not being ignorant. I'm just saying. You explain to me why there's two different dictionaries for two different subjects, and they're both written in the same damn language.
What?
Which dictionaries are we talking about? We got Webster's is the main. What's the other one?
Webster's is the business.
Yep.
Black laws is the legal.
Yes. Okay. I understand where you're coming from now.
So when you say driver, you need to be talking about business because it's one who conducts or employed in conducting or operating a coach, carrier, carriage, wagon, or other vehicle. So you're not driving unless you're hired to do so.
Then
So
why?
80-year-old grandma
Then why? Then
shouldn't
why
have
do
to have a
people get a?
driver's license to travel to the store because she's
Then
not
why do you get
hiring
arrested without
herself to
one?
do so.
Yeah.
Then why
Huh?
do you get
Should
arrested
should
without one?
should we not be using the legal terms for driver rather than the English?
Well, shouldn't we be?
We should be using the legal term for driver
We are.
because yeah. So the one fucked up thing about our country that's been fucked up for a while is that rights are not supposed to be taxable or require
That's
a
true.
fee of any kind.
Hmm.
And a lot of younger people equate driving to a right. So they
It's
complain
not
that
though.
It
It's a
is.
privilege. It's a
yes,
privilege.
no,
It's
I
a
know, I
right
know
to
that,
movement.
no, I know that, Sam. What I'm saying though is, no, you don't need to drive to have the right to movement.
Yes, I do.
Not
Sure, I do.
to move. You
No, you
can't
don't.
get up. You can't
No, you
walk.
don't.
You can't
Yeah,
get
I
on
do.
a. You can't take a
In a free
bicycle.
country, if I could buy a car, I should be allowed to drive it, especially
Okay,
on the roads that I pay for.
I that logic I understand, but at the same time, in order to operate a motor
But you
vehicle,
can't change the logic just because you don't understand it.
no, I understand the
Sure,
law.
you
I
got to be
understand what
able
you're
to
saying.
understand that.
No,
Why would I be in a country? Could I ask you a question?
mhm.
Why would I be in a country that's free? I have to be forced to pay the taxes to build the road that I can't drive on unless I'm taxed to drive on it.
You can
And
walk on
we
them.
can get
You
into
can
that
ride a
real easy
bicycle
because
on
I'm
them.
actually a truck driver, so I know exactly. You know how much money these scumbags make? You know
Oh,
how much
dude.
it costs to put a tractor trailer on the road
Oh,
for
yeah.
a plate for 1
Yep.
year? And you're telling me we're $27 trillion in debt? It's
Yep.
because they're terrorists.
I,
I
I
got a question.
I completely
I
agree
mean,
with that. But I will say you still have the freedom of travel. It does not have to be by motorized vehicle. You can
why
I got
can't
a
it?
question for.
If
getting
I
a
want
license.
to, why can't it if I want to? In a
You
free society.
well, so
Okay,
here's the thing. You can do it without a license.
Yeah,
How?
if you pay old old fat golden cow to
No.
give you the permission to do it.
What I'm saying is you're not paying a fee to freely travel. If you pay for a license, you're doing that to drive a motor vehicle. You can ride a bicycle, you can take a
Yeah, but by their
taxi,
definition, I'm not driving if I'm just traveling to the store to get groceries for my family.
you can ride a motorcycle without a license. No one will stop you, depending on the state you're
No,
in.
actually, you can't. You get pulled over if you have a car license. They'll
De-
only fine you for like $26. But
depends.
if you
No,
don't have a license, they'll fine
actually,
you a whole lot more.
it depends on your state.
And I
In
don't
the
even know how somebody could drive a bike.
in the
I was
state of
always told you ride a bike.
in the state of Virginia, there is a no chase law on
Yeah,
motorcyclists.
yeah,
So
that's because you're
most
risking a catastrophe if you chase them.
so most motorcyclists will ride without a license. So you can freely travel on a motorbike without a license, so long as
Only in certain terrorist organizations, but in Pennsylvania, you
Well,
can't
I
ride
mean
a bike without a
Terrorist
driver's license.
organizations?
that's
What?
Pennsylvania.
Huh?
But my point is that in order to conceal carry in most of the country, you have to
Now
pay
we're
a
talking about
fee.
guns.
Yeah, you have to
Mm.
pay a fee to get a license to carry concealed.
That's to hide it, yeah.
You have to go
Which
through a
is the
bunch of
stupidest
other
law they
bullshit.
ever
Yeah,
put on the books.
but that is an actual right. A right to
To
self
carry it,
a right to self defense is what is
to
being
carry,
taxed.
yeah,
You don't have to
right.
take a car. You don't have to drive yourself for freedom of
You don't
travel.
have to hide your gun neither.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is the difference is you don't have to drive personally. So that's a
Yeah.
privilege. But however, carrying regardless, they still charge you to do.
No, if you want to conceal it, they'll charge you. They can't charge you to have it.
No,
You're
no,
only
no.
paying to conceal it.
Yeah, there are some
Yeah, you
states
could
where you have to.
carry it and hang out on your
There are
side
some
like
there are some states where you have
Clint
to pay.
Eastwood.
There are some states where you have to pay just to carry it openly, like New
Oh
York.
yeah, I'm not arguing that there's a bunch of different terrorist organizations that allow you to do different stuff. I'm saying why can't I do it? If I'm not hurting no one and I'm not creating a victim to anybody, who are you to tax me for anything? A tax is something that I should be getting something in return.
That's true, but I wasn't talking
What
about
do I
taxes. I
get
was
in
talking about
return?
it is
I'm forced
illegal. It is
to
illegal to
build
charge a
the roads.
fee.
You
I'm
know what you
forced
get
to
in
drive on the
return?
road.
You get Joe Biden.
Butt stuff.
Either party, either party, either party. It don't matter. Whoever you vote for, I guarantee you one thing. You won't be allowed to travel freely on the roads that you pay
Mhm.
for in a free country, and you will never be allowed to build anything on your own property without their say so, and you will never even own your own property unless you pay them every year. What do you think a tax is every year on your house? It's rent.
Theft.
You don't own
Theft.
nothing in this
I
country.
don't
It was
think
sold
I
off a
don't
long
think
time
you're
ago.
gonna get an argument from the PG about property tax.
Yeah, that's the thing is
Theft.
you're sitting there saying that yeah they're slaving us out and they take all of our money, but we're not slaves. Then you're just lying to yourself. We are, and if you refuse to pay it, what happens? They come to your door, and what happens when you refuse that? They
No, no,
shoot
no,
you,
no.
shoot you dead.
There's a
Boom.
difference. You can go make
What?
money without paying
Yeah,
taxes. No problem.
yeah. If you want
You can
to
do
end
that.
up dead,
What do you mean end up
or
dead?
become
What?
a or become what they call a state nationalist, where you give up all your driver's license, all your
But
contracts to the state.
the
Everybody
thing
thinks there's
is,
a
what they
state
don't
like,
know ain't gonna hurt them, right?
whoa,
Hey, there are some
Whoever
things
you're talking
I
about.
have in my personal possession that they don't know, and it does not
What
hurt
they
that's
don't
them.
fine.
know ain't gonna hurt them.
By
They
the
don't
Like
Constitution,
know
you're
they
allowed
don't
to
know I
own
got
as
my
much
some
banana.
private
of those
property as you want.
things. Like I've got a short bus's banana in my hands right now, and it's just squishy. It's so
Oh,
soft.
Don't
It,
drop it; he might be mad.
oh, it
But
never gets dropped in my hands. Don't
oh
worry.
no,
He
I
just
drop it all.
twirls it
I
all through
drop it
his
all the
fingers
time.
so
He
he
goes
never
to pick it
drops it.
up. It's like dropping the soap for him. So he's happy about that.
What the?
He got it on one of them retractable leashes, so he don't even have to worry about that.
Exactly. If anybody else wants to come up, I'll put the
Hey,
link in my
hey, brother.
YouTube.
Here's what I wanted to. Here's what I was going to say. You were going to really argue with me about because I was trying to find it because you know what this. What's your name, buddy? You're habeas, right? Corpus.
Corpus delicti, not habeas
Yeah.
corpus. No, no. Body of the
Well,
crime is yes. Body of the crime.
yeah, that's right. Well, show me the body, and that means if there's no victim,
If
leave me
there's
the
no
fuck
no,
alone.
if there's no body, there's no crime. Yep. But I appreciate you knowing that. I get most people ask me if I'm from fucking Corpus Christi,
No,
Texas.
that's actually but that you knowing that shows that I'm on the right path because that is where did that come from? Where did that word originate from?
Latin.
Yeah, and what did the king take? What did they speak?
Latin.
There you go. Now, that word is a legal word.
Yeah, most legal terms are in Latin. Even though it's a dead
Right.
language, they
Most.
still use the fucking
Well,
language.
I'm gonna
It's
find.
fucking crazy.
Okay. So you said you were you know the Constitution real well, right?
I do. I served in the army. I've
Okay. Who's the
taken an oath.
Constitution for?
What's that? I didn't hear you. Short Bus was
Who
coughing out his
who
banana cock.
who was the Constitution written to?
Who was it written to? The people.
Yes.
It was written for the
Okay.
people.
What
It was
what if I
originally
told you
written.
that
It
was
was
wrong?
it was written to the king of England at the time as a
The United
disparagement.
States Constitution?
Yeah, it was written as a threat to the
Okay.
king.
Do you know what a preamble is?
Yes,
What is it?
a preamble.
Now I've asked lawyers this, so I want to know what your definition. What is the preamble to the? What's the significance to the preamble?
It's a preliminary statement. First off, the
Uh-oh.
significance of it in itself is the opening line, as
That
in the
that
Constitution.
that's actually what the lawyer told me. He said it's just an introduction to the Constitution, right?
Well, I mean, no, a preamble itself is an
Uh huh.
introduction to a
Now I'm
statement.
talking about just to the Constitution. What is the preamble to the Constitution?
The Bill of Rights.
Wait, what? No, just the preamble, not the Bill of Rights, just the
No, no,
preamble.
the Bill of
This.
Rights is
What
the
is this?
preamble.
Here, hold on. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Right here. This is the preamble. Oh, sorry.
All I see is
This is the
Namaste's
Oh.
ceiling fan. That's the preamble. Is so are we? Are we
The better
Go
explanation
ahead. Go
I
Dark
can
ahead.
one,
come up
ain't
with.
it?
so it's on you personally now. I just
Okay, let's. Sorry.
You trying to put into
Oh, my bad, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I'm
It
ready.
says this is what the preamble says. It says, "We the people of the United States, in order to form a more
More
perfect
perfect
union,
union,
establish
establish
justice and
justice,
ensure
ensure
domestic
domestic
tranquility,
tranquility,
provide
provide
for the
the common
common defense,
defense.
promote the general
Yeah.
welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and the prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for
The
the
United
United
States
States
of
of
America.
America."
I told you that
Right?
when you asked me the preamble of the
Okay.
Constitution is we the people. That the preamble is we the people. It is a threat against the king of England at the time. But a preamble in
What if I
general is an introduction. So an introduction to the Constitution is, hey, fuck off, you're a
what if I said
tyrannical
that's
cunt.
wrong?
Telling the king to fuck off is wrong. That's not a preamble.
No,
That's a good
no.
preamble to me.
What if I told you it's not that it's not a introduction to the Constitution? What if I told
Prove
you it
it.
was a contract?
Oh, we're going on that path.
What if
Okay.
I did? Do you know what a trust is? See,
I
here,
know
hold on, you
what
laugh.
path.
We're having a
I know
serious
what path you're
conversation. Do you
going.
know what a trust is?
Yes, I know what a
Do you
trust
know what a
is.
trust is?
Yes, I
Huh?
do. Yes, I
Plus,
do.
Do you
hey
know what a
guys.
trust is?
I work with a buddy. I work with a very good friend who has the
Huh?
same argument, talking about how the United States sold out to Europe and we're still under European control and we're still falling to the king and the queen, even though fuck those people. But we sold
Who do you think
our.
writes the laws? Who do you think writes the laws?
Well,
Do
if
you
you,
even know what the Bar Association stands for?
I do, and if you consider the
What is it?
fact the bar
What does
association,
it stand for?
it's based on Commonwealth law.
What does the bar stand for?
I
The
was gonna
bar,
say this real quick. Thank you,
Let
Cassidy.
me, what that?
I was telling Cassidy thank you for the donation. I appreciate that a
Oh,
lot.
nice. Um, where was he?
Sorry to interrupt. I had to do that.
Oh, you're good.
What does the bar
What
stand
does the
for?
bar? What's the bar stand for? It's an acronym. What's it stand for?
Oh,
It
that
sounds.
you mean
Huh?
the BAR portion?
Yeah, what's it stand for?
I'm assuming B is British.
British Acquitted Registry.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard this. I've
That's
heard this.
British law.
No, I've heard this argument before, but you're in Pennsylvania, right, dude? You
Yes,
live in Pennsylvania. So I live in Virginia.
yes.
So
Okay.
those are two common law states.
Mhm.
There's also is Maryland still common law or no?
I have no clue.
I know there's a
Like,
We
few.
get into what the common
if
law
I'm
is.
gonna be honest with everybody, I'm just like lost in the sauce right now, and I'm just hanging out.
Dude, when I find this definition of preamble, it'll blow your fucking mind.
Hold on,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
trying to figure out which states are common law real quick. Give me a sec. Common law. Look,
Like,
this is
you know,
bullshit.
I do run the short
Colorado,
bus, so
Iowa.
right now I'm just like, short busing out.
Dude audits on the
Kentucky and
short bus for
Massachusetts.
sure.
I know Virginia is a common law. I know Pennsylvania is common law. West Virginia is still common
There it
law.
is. I found it. Hey,
Delaware,
uh,
Maryland, North Carolina. But common law is based on old British law. Yes, I understand that.
well, common law is exactly what it says. It's common law.
Hmm.
So whatever's common, you don't steal, you don't harass, you don't cheat, it's common law. What we understand is common.
Hmm. You mean common
Beer and
sense, which
Now,
is not very common anymore?
what's that? Oh yeah, that's for sure. Well, here's really what's going to scratch
Look,
your head. Okay,
dude, dude is
I don't know if
really
you
upsetting me right
graduated or
now
whatever.
because
You said you were.
he keeps
What's that?
smoking, and I can't smoke in my basement. I need to go outside to smoke. I really want a cigarette.
Start a fan.
who needs a cigarette break?
No, I want to hear what dude was about to say though. He was asking
Yeah,
about something
definitely,
real quick.
definitely.
Oh, preamble. Okay. Um,
No, you were
you
talking
said that
about
was just the introduction to the Constitution, right? Do you know what a trust is?
yes, I know what a trust is.
Okay, good. Because I don't, and I'm a seventh grade dropout. Okay, but what I understand of it is it's a contract, right? A
Yes.
trust is a contract, right?
Well, yes, a trust is the contract, but the trust can also be
Right.
given to
And what?
family.
Okay. Well, if it's a contract, what would be written in the contract? It would state who, what, where, when, and why, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, before I read the actual uh, preamble again, I'm gonna read to you what the legal definition of a preamble is. The preamble, a clause at the beginning of a constitution or statute explanatory of the reasons for its enactment and the object sought to be accomplished. Contract, right?
Yep.
Can we both agree to that?
Well, I
Huh?
don't know. What's the contract I'm agreeing to? Am I getting paid for this contract?
Well, listen what it says. It says a clause at the beginning of a constitution, which is where it's at, right?
Okay.
Okay. Or state explanatory of the reasons for its enactment
Mm-hmm.
and the object sought to be accomplished,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's a contract. Okay, this is why we wrote it, and this is the reason why we wrote it, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it's a contract. We agreed it's a contract. Now, when you go back to the preamble to the Constitution, it says everything. The it has everything that a contract needs. It says from who we the people of the United States.
Yep.
What's the reasons for its enactment?
Mm-hmm.
In order to form a more perfect union.
Yes.
And there's more. There's more reasons for the enactment. Establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility,
Yeah.
provide for the common defense,
Uh huh.
promote the general welfare,
Okay.
and to secure. These are all reasons to secure the blessings and liberties ourselves and to others.
Uh huh. So let me
Do
ask you,
you
dude.
know what?
Let me
Do you
ask
hold
you really.
on? Do you know what ordain and establish means?
Yes, I do, but I have a
What does
question.
it mean? Good. As long as
Go
we
ahead,
stay on
Corpus.
topic.
I'm like,
Yeah, well,
bro, I'm
it
like,
just
man, we're gonna have to like reset this some way because I'm just like, it's been an hour for me, and I don't have a lot of time right now. We'll have to have y'all come up for another debate sometime, but
No. I just want to ask, dude. Like, I know what ordained and established means, but I
mhm.
want to
okay.
know what the point you're trying to get across is. Because if you're
Well,
trying to argue with me about the Constitution and the rights that are granted to the United States citizenry, and the fact that it's based on we the people and our say so, and we're currently being overthrown by a tyrannical government who would do nothing more than take more of our money out of our fucking pockets to throw it into other countries that give no fucks about us, but they're shithole
yep.
places that should just be nuked to no end, then what's your
I
fucking
mean,
point?
killing never an
Because
answer.
to be honest with you, killing is the honest answer. I
No, actually,
honestly, no,
education.
I have absolutely no. Education is not the answer. Education is fucking retarded, dude. I've got one of the highest educations. I've got a high degree. I work in a field that requires STEM. I'm an engineer in networking. I've been working for the government since 2001. I'm a network
Mhm,
engineer. I've developed, designed, and implemented networks for the entire country. Okay.
mhm.
Killing people that are retarded is perfectly fucking plausible. You've got
So
people
how
in
do you
other
determine
countries,
who's retarded?
educational IQ tests, simple
Well, I just
mathematics.
read to you the Constitution was a contract by who? We the people. For who? The
We
United
the
States of America.
No, it's for we the people. The problem is we the
No, we
people.
wrote it. We
Yes.
wrote it.
Well, no, we
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 wrote it.
we didn't write it. Our founding
Yes, we
fathers wrote.
did. We wrote it and we ordained and established it.
Our founding fathers
What
wrote it.
happens if a priest ordains somebody? They give him the power, but the priest keeps his power.
Yes, but
Well,
the
ordained
problem
and
is,
established. Established only means you put it on paper.
yeah, and the only problem is that we the people haven't actually been fighting to control it. That's the thing. So you've got
Well, the cabal
like
have.
okay, yes, the cabal does. The deep state
Yeah.
has taken over, and it's all bureaucracy. I've worked with
Well, they're
bureaucrats
both.
for
Yeah.
decades. I mean,
Yeah.
I've
Both
worked
sides
with
of the bird.
some of the laziest fucking people who don't do a fucking thing on all day, but they
Most
keep
of the
their
time, you get
jobs.
those from
Yeah, no,
unions,
no, it's government, which is what a union is. It's
which is
government.
unionized.
But the basis is killing people is typically sometimes a good thing. I mean, it depends on who they are. Like
Only if
pedophiles.
they cause harm.
Like we're in a group of pedophile haters, and
Mhm.
I have no qualms with watching a pedophile suffocate in a plastic bag, or
Hell yeah. And that's the great thing
or
about
or
law.
or or self-immolating
Real law,
themselves.
anyway.
Real law, yes. We should go back
If
to
we adapted the original law,
we should go
there would
back to
not be no crime
we should
because
go back
nobody would dare harm a king.
we should go
No one.
back to public executions, which also means
No, we should just go back to being kings.
we should go back to
Why's that so wrong?
we should go back to publicly executing kings because kings are tyrannical.
Daggy, man.
I agree to
Daggy,
that.
pay.
100%.
I'm
Look,
sorry.
Because
look.
if you rape a king, what's your death sentence?
I'm a
Whatever the king wants it to be.
I grew up in a Filipino German household from first generation
I grew up in
Nazi
America.
World War II survivors,
Mhm.
and I'm a hard right libertarian. I don't give a fuck what
Yeah.
you want to do in your own home. If you want to fuck your pig, if you want to fuck your cat, if you want to diddle, the guy next door, I don't care. If you want to cut your balls off, it's no problem to me. No problem to me. The problem I have is when you shove it in my face and you say, "Hey, here's my balls. I cut them off. You should suck
Yeah.
on." No,
Yeah.
fuck
That's right.
off. You should go kill
Mhm.
yourself. That's
I'm
that's
just
my
gonna say, okay, I'm just gonna say I have lost control of the short bus, and we're off the
no.
rails.
I'm enjoying the conversation, short bus. I mean,
Yeah, we definitely have to have it again.
it's a
We
great
definitely have to have it again.
conversation. But my point
We didn't even
is
get into the preamble
is
or the
is
Constitution
is
yet.
the government should fear the fucking people. But
Mm.
But they
also,
don't, because they created the slaves the uh uh Social Security
yes, Social
Act,
Security and the
the Social
creation of
Security Act of whatever the hell
the
year it
Social
was.
Security Act, the Federal Reserve,
Before we
and
leave,
income
I
tax.
got to ask you a question.
What's
Do
up?
you know what the first police officer was in the United States?
Not in the U.S., but I do know the first police officers were actually in the
Do you know what it was in the
United
first
Kingdom.
in our country? Do you know what the first cop was? What their duties were?
No, that I don't.
Their duties, they were a slave enforcer. They were slave contract enforcers.
No, that's
Yes,
false.
yes,
No,
100%.
that's a
Look it up.
made. That's a. I did.
Look it up.
It's a made up
Oh
story.
yeah?
It was actually based off the fact that the first police force was created in England in the early
No, I'm talking about
1700s.
in America.
No, I know what you're talking about. The story
Yeah,
stems from the original police force in England in the
I understand where it
1700s.
stands, but when did we use them?
We didn't use them for slave enforcement. That's not what it was for. It was
They were slave contract enforcers. When your slave ran away, you called them, they went and got your slave and they brought it back.
you didn't
4 years after they
you
abolished slavery,
I live
they
in
got
Virginia. You didn't call the police for your slaves. You called the
okay.
locals.
Okay.
It was
If
the
that's not
police.
true, everybody go home and look it up.
It,
Ask
it
yourself, ask the computer, ask whoever you want
look.
when the first cops were invented in the
It
United
Call the
was
States
sheriff. I
and
need to
what their
call the
job
sheriff.
was. And then you ask 4 years after slaves were abolished, what did they
well.
act in the law that
Well,
took
here's the thing.
your what, Fourth Amendment?
Here's the thing, dude. You live in Pennsylvania, right?
Terry versus Ohio? They
Pennsylvania,
took your Fourth Amendment away.
Pennsylvania.
Did that not be happening? Did
You're
that
in
not happen?
Wait. You're in Pennsylvania. You're talking about the police
It don't
forces
matter where
going.
I'm at
No,
in
no.
this country.
You're talking about police forces going after slaves. Technically, to me, you're a
Uh-huh.
Yankee. You
Oh,
are a part of the Northern aggression because Pennsylvania,
I'm not part of none of that.
no, Pennsylvania, the state, was a part of the Northern aggression on the South.
Yeah,
In the South, we freed the slaves, we gave them their own property, and we gave them their own
right.
fortunes. The first black regiment during the Civil War were freed slaves from the South. But however, the North won, quotation marks,
Yeah,
the Civil War, so they teach it that the South was bad. I'm just saying,
yeah.
if you want to talk about the police forces going after slaves, you're talking about like New York and
oh,
Jersey and Pennsylvania and
That's fine. I'm
Maryland,
asking when was the first police force involved?
okay,
1700s
When?
England.
okay.
During
Thank you all.
slavery.
I
Yeah,
actually got to
yeah.
go, man.
We'll get back to it another day.
No, I'm just now you're good. It was great. I
Uh,
just it's that I've heard that story and it's all bunk, dude. I've lived all over the fucking world, man. It's all bunk.
Yeah. I'm not talking about all over the world. I just want to know where the first police department was issued
oh, I have
in the states
In the
and why
state,
was they enacted?
it
the
that it's a
And then
Confederate
what happened
flag does
four
not.
years after it was the slaves were abolished? 4 years
that
later, they enacted what they called Terry versus Ohio,
that was the KKK, not the police.
which took away your Fourth Amendment right. It did. It's not a lie.
The Fourth Amendment?
Yeah.
What does
You talking about
autovo mean?
Wait, what?
OTVO. What does that mean?
Overturn Terry versus Ohio.
wait. The
He's in
the,
jail
the
right now because he simply talked to a driver and told her she didn't have to open her mouth. He's never
the,
harmed anybody,
the
and he's in
first
prison for 6 months because he told a bailiff that he was a pig for taking his phone. A free citizen, so-called citizen.
I'm trying to figure out how the Fourth Amendment was
Sorry, that's delete laws.
overruled
You can look him up
by
on
the
YouTube. He's
by the
a hell of a
police
guy. But,
police force.
Paul.
yeah, no, it wasn't abolished. It was reenacted when they wrote the 14th Amendment.
well, here's a fun
Just
thing.
like they enacted the CC, United States Commercial Code. They allowed each state to conduct in commerce without any change.
So
It's universal.
I have a quick question, and this is going to go to Dude
Then
and
we
the
gotta
chat.
go because he's
No,
got,
I know. Short Bus has to go. This is a question for Short Bus too. It's for you,
Okay.
Dude. It's for Short Bus. It's for the chat.
Nice.
What was the first country to abolish slavery?
What was the
It should
first
have never
country to
happened, but
abolish?
What was the first country to abolish slavery?
The first country, as in
First,
like.
the first country,
Oh, give me a minute to think.
as in see you next Tuesday. Country, you know. What's the first country?
Go
I
ahead,
don't know.
dude.
It was established in Pennsylvania, wasn't
No,
it?
no. What's the first
Bill of
country
Rights.
to abolish slavery?
Who was?
What was the first country to abolish slavery?
I guessed. I'm not too sure.
Denmark,
I would
man.
assume.
Nope. Anybody in the chat got the answer? Does anybody in the chat have the answer? This is a real legit question because we've been talking about slavery a lot. So I want to know if anybody actually knows this.
I thought it was Denmark.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Nope. It was not Britain, MMDE.
Slavery was not abolished in Pennsylvania.
He said established, not abolished.
No.
Okay.
I figured it wasn't.
So
It was
nobody
probably
seems to actually
established.
nobody seems to know the answer to the question.
Could you repeat the question Dougie's
First,
asked?
the first country in our globe, in our world, that abolished slavery was the United States.
Oh, I have South Africa
But
and
I told you
Haiti.
they didn't. But that's another day for another conversation.
No. I'm talking about the slavery conversation that a lot of people complain about, like blacks being slaves. The United States was the first country to abolish slavery. The only reason the U.S. even had slavery was because it was British law. When the United States became a free country, they started working towards abolishing it. It is still
They became a free country as soon as they went away from Britain.
It is still highly active
The
in the
king
rest.
halted all commerce. We
The
were officially free from his
England
ruling.
England didn't even abolish slavery until like 100 years after the U.S. did.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
even
there's
then they still
slavery.
don't. I mean,
Slavery is still huge in Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East, in Africa, all over the rest of the world. The U.S. is the first country to abolish it. England followed suit. I
well, they're
actually
the
think.
first person or their first country to hide it so well.
Well, if
I mean,
you're
you
talking
say
about
you're
yeah,
not a slave, but you also get taxed 80% of your money.
the citizens, yes, we are slaves, and I'm pissed off as that I owe as much as I do, but I also make a fuck ton of money, so
It's
it's
that
okay.
that's what it is. We can't say that it's not. They're the king, and we are their subject.
So can you tell me who actually made it so that we have to owe the government so much out of our fucking paychecks?
Yeah, it's every taxpayer or every
No.
citizen
No,
that
who
votes
actually
for these commie
no
pieces of shit in office.
who
You know
actually
what a politician is, right?
Yeah, who actually
It's
enacted?
somebody that couldn't make it into real life, and he wanted to go and try to tell people how to do something when they
It's
never
someone who
did it
never.
themselves.
Yes, it's someone who never actually worked a day in their fucking
Yeah,
life. Who actually
we can agree
enacted
on
income taxes?
everything except for the fact that we're a slave.
No,
Why is that?
I didn't say that. I didn't say we weren't.
Well, well, you said we're not slaves.
No, no, I did
Well, we
not
are.
say. I didn't. I did not
We're
say that.
subjects.
Did I say that?
Well, I'm saying that the 14th Amendment says it straight up. You either have to be
My bad,
born or
my bad, man.
naturalized and a subject to the king's ruling.
I had a phone call and it knocked
You're good,
my
short.
Oh,
setup
You're
off.
good, short bus. Show me your
that's all
bananas,
good,
short
brother.
bus.
Yeah, we probably have to
Can you
get you going.
One last
You're a
time,
family man
one
too. You
last
gotta get
time
home
for
to the
you,
kids.
Corpus.
Kids will be driving around on the
Kiss
bus
it
all
for
night.
me. Kiss it. Oh
Where's
no.
MMDE at? I don't know. MMDE's watching.
Don't open
I
your
know
mouth, brother.
I know how MMDE is. Unsubscribe. Oh no, Jim.
No, I'm not. Look, dude, I'm not disagreeing with you about us being slaves. Yes, we are. Taxation is fucking
Well, the
dumb.
way we, you know,
No, but
the
I'm
more
saying
laws that
I'm
here's the
talking
bottom
about
line:
in the
the
legal.
more laws that they put into this country, the worse off society is. Why is that? Why is
Because
it in
I
states
can't hear what he's
that the
saying, to
most
be
gun
honest.
restricted laws is the most violence for guns?
Okay.
people are fucking retarded.
Because people don't value other people's lives.
Okay, I really need to end this, y'all.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right. Yeah.
all right, gentlemen.
We'll talk again. This is going to be a good
See you,
one.
Corpus, man. Appreciate you
Yeah,
coming
buddy.
up. I
Hey,
appreciate you, man.
you guys
Yeah.
have a
Thanks,
great fucking
brother.
night.
You have a good
Yep.
night, man.
You too.
Take care, guys.
Dude,
See you, short bus.
take it easy,
Later,
man.
brother.
Oh, let's see. All right. Yes, we'll have to definitely do this again and let them have a good chat or whatever. But Sam, thank man, I appreciate you coming up. Yes, we'll do it again. I already knew you did. If you're in a thing, you got to really watch what you're doing because I know what you're doing, MMDE. I appreciate everybody coming here. Cassidy, thank you. Carrie, everybody, everyone in there, everyone in here. Wait, don't end it yet. Hang on. Well, I think it was a good talk, long as fuck, but great. Okay. Yeah, he said it was a good talk, so we good. W, I appreciate you. Oh yeah, go ahead and catch up, man. I'll give you a minute to catch up on the chat. Oh, Corpus and Sweet and Sexy Pickles. I got you a hookup right here. Marry me, Corpus. I think I had more viewers on my Rumble. Seems like my Rumble's always really good. Okay, I really need to hop off here. Thank you all. I might be back later. I don't know yet. Thank you, Cassidy, Shauna. Thank you, everybody. Everybody have a good evening.